Today, we will be taking a look at Costa Rica and the impact of climate change on the lush, biodiverse country. As many people know, Costa Rica is located in Central America and is sandwiched between the Caribbean Sea and the Pacific Ocean. It is located only about 8 to 12 degrees from the equator, so the weather stays relatively warm, typically between the range of 64 and 81 degrees Fahrenheit on average. Costa Rica's lush environment and warm climate serves as a habitat for a wide variety of wildlife. Costa Rica is an extremely important ecological country. In fact, it is home to nearly 5% of the Earth's biodiversity. It has become an extremely popular tourist destination because of this, which in turn makes up for the majority of their economy. Because it is so ecologically and economically important to maintain Costa Rica, ambitious plans have been laid out to stop and reverse climate change. In the 1990s, Costa Rica began their efforts to protect their country. It has already become a leader in sustainable energy. Nearly 96% of the country's energy comes from renewable sources. Along with that, they have already increased its forested areas by 10% over the past decade. Costa Rica also has a goal set to be carbon neutral by 2021. If they pull this off, they will be the first, or one of the first, countries to have accomplished such a feat. In order to accomplish this, they are attempting to switch to electrical options rather than utilizing fossil fuels. However, just because Costa Rica has made a significant effort to neutralize climate change, it does not mean that they are not still affected by the epidemic due to both their own fossil fuel use and, more importantly, the fossil fuel use from other countries, including China, the US, India, and Russia. Their biggest threat to climate change has to do with what is known as El Niño, which is an irregularly but naturally occurring series of climatic changes that affects the equatorial Pacific region, including Costa Rica. This leads to nutrient-poor water, abnormal rainfall, and warmer temperatures on land and in the ocean. Though this is a naturally occurring phenomenon that has occurred throughout history, climate change is very much exacerbating this process. This can and has led to drought affecting wildlife, crop yield, and the lifestyle of the inhabitants of the country. Also, due to its position between the two open seas, this warming puts Costa Rica at risk for flooding if and when sea levels rise. Despite some level of inevitable climate change, it is very possible to slow or even halt climate change. In order for something like this to happen, countries throughout the world need leadership similar to Costa Rica's that encourage them to maintain their country.